Close family friend tells me the victim's wife came home yesterday. She couldn't find her husband, and that's when she reported him missing to police. She didn't know that he would be found right next door. Robert Page was married to his wife Lula for 49 years. He now leaves behind his wife, a daughter, a grandson, and a granddaughter. A Clayton County police major tells us early last night officers went to Page's home and took a missing persons report. The front door to his home had been found left open, and Robert Page was nowhere in sight. Officers then found security video in the neighborhood showing Christian Ponce Martinez on Page's property. Neighbors ID'd him as a man renting a room next door to Page's home. Officers then found Ponce Martinez in the home he rented a room at, as well as a trail of blood leading to Page's body in the backyard. Ponce Martinez was then arrested and charged with murder, and today neighbors and family stopped by the Page's home.
Very well respected in the neighborhood, so this is a shock for all of us that something so brutal could happen.
While interviewing people in the neighborhood and after arresting Ponce Martinez, investigators determined the suspect had moved to the neighborhood approximately 3 months ago from Mexico. People living with the victim and suspect tell police they are not aware of any past issues between the two. Police say tonight the motive for the murder is unknown. Ponce Martinez is not answering questions from investigators, and he is now being held at the Clayton County Jail charged with I
don't know why the news clip just cut off like that, but shout out to Attila the Q for sending me this story. This is a very, very sad and disturbing story right here. Here you have this man who is 77 years old. 77. He's lived pretty much his whole life. Married to his wife of 49 years. Has 2 grandchildren and a daughter. And gets murdered. And based on the title of the article, it said he got dismembered. So that means that this man was cut up. Because it's not, when you just murder someone, it's just plain murder. But when you hear that word dismembered, that means something or some limbs was removed. By this piece of shit that climbed his ass over that damn border. And they said he was renting out the home or a room or something near him and killed this man. They said they don't have any kind of past history together. They don't know if they had any kind of run-ins or whatever. Or if this was just a random killing. This piece of shit needs to be thrown under the jail and dismember him and scatter his goddamn body parts all over the goddamn establishment. No, as a matter of fact, mail him in a box back to Mexico. I don't like having to hear and speak on stories such as this. This is so sad. Imagine you come home and you see your love and you don't know where your loved one is, only to find a blood trail and it leads to their body. Like, that can traumatize anybody. That's not something that you want to see. That's not welcoming at all. And now this goddamn immigrant, because that's what the fuck I'm going to call him. This goddamn immigrant done came over from across the fucking border and murdered this man. This is going to be this is exact to all the Mexicans out there listening right now. This stuff right here is exactly why Trump calls you savages right now. This is exactly why. Stuff like this. I hope they throw the fucking book at his ass. He does not deserve to see freedom ever again. Now I know some people are going to say, well, he looks like he has a little bit of melanin in him, or he looks like he could be one of those black. No, fuck that. He came from Mexico. He's a Mexican. And he's a wicked ass one at that. This is exactly why a lot of black people don't like the whole black and brown unity thing, if you want to call it that, because there's really nothing united about it. This is also why a lot of black people don't feel bad about these immigrants trying to get over here. Because look at what this one just did. He murdered this man. And for reasons unknown, but it's most likely a bullshit reason anyway. What was this 77-year-old man a threat to this guy who looks like he could be, I don't know how old he is, but he's young. He's way younger than him. He could very well be young enough to be this guy, this man's son. Or grandson for all we know. But it's really fucked up. However, I send my condolences out to his wife and to his daughter and to his grandchildren, any other loved ones, friends, associates. As for this piece of shit, they just need to put his ass in a box and dismember him and send him back send him packing. Send him somewhere. Because that was, I don't know what the reason was at this point. I really don't care. Usually I like to know, but I don't care what the reason was. That was no excuse for you to go and kill this man. And they probably didn't even know each other. It could have been just a random killing. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.